I know I won't tell you, it cannot be told in a nutshell what happened to us as a family. It took 10 years for me to get a full-time job. Not that I was not qualified. Okay? So it took 10 years and I was never promoted. I was kept at the bottom of the pile. So it's not because I was Black. Now, the thing is, people are, first of all, they come with ideas that are not realistic. Then they come here and see for themselves a lot of problems. And they find out that they are treated as foreigners, but they are foreigners, yeah? You cannot just come to a place and ask to be treated exactly like the people of the place, because the people of the place have no other place to go. They are at home. That's their place. You come from somewhere else. Nobody invited you. You come, and then, well, you have to make some efforts. And the effort sometimes can be very costly. And then if you are not, then you get frustrated. And then what you observe generally among migrants is that people are not the first generation, because they were ready to suffer anything to get rooted, get a job, get money, But the second and third generation get highly frustrated because they were born in the same place, say, born in the UK. And then every other day, they are talked to or at the receiving end of comments that seemingly tell them that they are not from there, but they are. Yeah, they were born here. So they cannot understand. And then they get frustrated, and then they accuse people of racism and so on. And, the skin color doesn't tell the whole story. For example, in France, there are people that are what they call dom-tom. The Guadeloupe, Martinique, Réunion, several overseas territories that are part and parcel of France. Even Corsica, and they don't look the same. They may have another language, but they are part and parcel of France. So people see them on the street. It's not written on their face that they are French. They look different, and people, for simplification purposes, start talking to them as if they are not. But I want to say that prisons were not built for foreigners, and foreigners are still not majority.
That is important to be clarified, because what I just explained is that everywhere people are the same.
Yeah.
It is not true that the Moroccan people are criminal.
No.
There are some people in Morocco that are criminal. It is not true that the Nigerians are criminal. Mm-hmm. There are some people among the Nigerians that are criminal.
Yeah.
But the journalists, those who make the news, particularly the mainstream media, able to discern this very well, so that the poor people, because the poor, the average people, do not make the effort to understand the information very well. They just take it like this, they just swallow it, and they go around and start misbehaving on the street. That is why it is very important that the analysis needs to be done. The journalists need to report it accurately. Otherwise, they are making a misinformation around. And this happens very often here in the West. Now, treatment, you were saying before that, okay, you are a foreigner, you just come to the land, you don't expect to be treated like the people that have been there. What do you mean by this treatment? What are you actually referring to as a treatment? Let me give you a kind of example here. Are you saying that as a foreigner, something that is due to you, like as a human being, you are working, your salary should be degraded because you are a foreigner? You are working, you are paying tax to the government. Thing that's supposed to be given to you at a point because you cannot work anymore, or for any other reason, those benefits should not come to you because you are a foreigner. Let me explain what you mean by this treatment that you cannot get because you are a foreigner, and it might be right.
It's just like, take an illustration like that. You and your family live in a bungalow, and somebody comes and asks you to house them because they don't have a place. So you house them, and then after a while, they want to claim part of the house because they are here. And you will say, but I bought my house and I built it for me and my children, not for housing, you and other people. So if there is a space, I give you. If not, well, at least you have a choice to return where you come from. Do you understand it? From the point of view of a family. You cannot house the whole. For example, in France now, there's a problem at the moment with the law. People go on holiday, lock their door, and come back to find out that the squatter has taken over their house, changed the locks, and claimed the house. And they find it very difficult to get the police to remove these people because they are protected for whatever reason. So it has happened to many people. Now, the problem is, if a place is your place of birth and you have been living there, and this applies not only for, say, the British or the Franco-French, but anybody that was born in a place and that can claim that place as their own, has the right to get job, to get everything. The problem is, if you come from somewhere else, for example, I came from Nigeria. The British didn't invite me, yeah? I came for a particular reason. And I was not keen on coming. I didn't choose to come. But okay, I was there. Now, I couldn't expect people to give me priority because I'm not from the place. That's something I totally recognize for myself. So at first, I fought it. I tried to get promoted, but in the end, I concluded yes, okay. I wanted to get a similar treatment, that's in terms of work, and I didn't suffer as such, but it was at work that this manifested. So because I knew I was coming from somewhere else, and one of the things that I was told by the government when I was trying to get benefits at first so that they can help me get a job, they told me, but you rendered yourself homeless. That is, you left voluntarily the place you were. And I said, no, I didn't. And I told them the reason, what happened at that time. Then eventually they accepted it. And then they gave me benefits for a short while. And then I got a job, part-time and so on. So what I'm saying is, if you come from somewhere else, you have to recognize that there should be, morally speaking, there should be a preference for the people that are from the place, the sons of the soil. And this exists in Nigeria. We have to recognize. In the north, there is no jump. You enter university without jump. In the south, you have to take through jump. And then when you are employed in the north as an Igbo person, if tomorrow they find a house up, they will remove you. In fact, without ceremony. You come to the office and they say, sorry, somebody has replaced you, and that's it, because you are not from the north. They do that and nobody raises a finger. It's part and parcel of life in Nigeria. So we cannot blame others, but when we do that to ourselves, you see, whatever the reasons in Nigeria are not the reasons in France or the UK, but definitely there are people that have only one place to stay. Some others have come from somewhere else, and unless they are genuine, asylum seekers, which many of them are not, then in theory, they have another place they could go back to. And so even if you are not, you are received in the country, like now, I'm a British, and nobody can quarrel with that. I show them my paper and have the same right to vote. I can vote for the next prime minister. But it took me some time. And of course, I speak English, yeah, and so on.